Hi, Anita. Thank you so much for joining me today for our series of interviews with UK-based entrepreneurs. I'm extremely glad that you are joining me today. So, how's everything with you?
Everything is going great. It's definitely a different season we're in right now, but I'm really excited that Christmas is coming soon.
True. I'm so looking forward to Christmas and New Year. I'm originally from Russia, so we don't celebrate Christmas on 25th. We celebrate Christmas on 7th of January. And yeah, so for me, it will be first time when I'm celebrating Christmas in a very British way with like British family and my boyfriend. So it will be completely different from my usual experience.
Yeah, so are you going to get a Christmas jumper?
I hope so. I definitely hope so. I want like something completely hilarious, something like, I don't know, snowman or a tree. I don't care. So I used to watch Bridget Jones, and you know, I'm really inspired. What is your plans for Christmas?
Yeah, I think my plans will be a lot of family time, a lot of films, a lot of relaxing, and also I take some time to really reset my year, the year that's coming, and get organized, ready for the start of 2021.
We all need to kind of restart this year once again.
Definitely press that reset button.
As I read today in my Instagram, it was, well, I definitely need to read terms and conditions for 2021.
Definitely. Before you sign up for it, is it going to fit what you want?
Yeah. Anita, I'm always very happy to chat with ladies in business, and you are such inspiration for so many different women and especially kids, because you're writing kids books, and not just books but books which help kids to develop themselves and kind of to get some skills. So for me it's very important to kind of understand where you get this drive, where you get this confidence to do so much. Where do you get even where do you find time to do it?
Yeah, definitely. So I think my journey wasn't always like this. All of us have to go for that time in school and study. And for some of us, we have to take some time to figure out, who are we? You know, what are the things we're good at? What are the things we're not good at? And I spent time doing that in school, in college, in university. And now I'm in a place where I really know what I'm good at, what my skills are. And when you're good at something, your confidence naturally lies there. Obviously, there's still challenges. Obviously, there's still things that you have to overcome. But I know that I am entrepreneurial. I know I'm creative. I know I'm a leader. I know that I'm a go-getter. I love to go and get things done. And I'm very, very committed to helping other people who want help in the business industry, other women and men as well. So I spend most of my time doing the things that I'm good at and doing the things that I'm passionate about. So my children's books are based on my passion. I love kids. I absolutely love kids. And I didn't know that I could, you know, I knew I'm very good at business and I knew that I loved kids, but I never knew, when you leave school, no one says, right, you can build a children's company. Nobody said that. So I figured out, like, I'm good at business and I love kids, and I've put them both together. And that's why now I'm building a children's brand, and it's growing from strength to strength. We won an award this year, which is really good.
That's fascinating. Congratulations, by the way, with this. Is it difficult to build a brand when it's lockdown in the country?
Massively, 100%. And there you need to have a mindset adjustment on even though the world is saying no, stay, wait, you have to say to yourself, this is a time for me to bring something new to the market, or this is a time for me to begin to write, innovate, and create something. So when the market says, hooray, you can put something back in there. And something I was really motivated by in this season, because it has been hard, it's been hard for everybody, is thinking about those companies that arose their glorious days when we were in war and when we were in famine, and an example is like Heinz baked beans. They came out in a time where it was complete and utter poverty and war, but they created this little bit of something in a tin for people. And in that moment, people were like, I like this, I love this. And now we still all enjoy a good old beans on toast or jacket potato and beans. So it's to think to yourself, what can I do in this time, in this season? The world might say, stop, wait, but you still have the capacity to do something.
Such a resilience. Yeah, that's fascinating. How somebody can find so much motivation and so much creativity, and just take something and create it from nothing. I think it's that's great. I really interested by the phrase you said about you're passionate about entrepreneurship. You really love kids, and you just connected those two dots, and it's what you're doing now. You're building like children's brand. I was having an interview this morning with a very young entrepreneur who is also very passionate about self-development. And he told me about how important is to find a purpose, and how important it's to kind of understand what you're doing and why you're doing it. And he proposed this kind of way to do it. It's to write down 25 things you're curious about, and then to write down a list of things you're good at, and just try to find the connections. And it's basically what you've done. And so straight after the interview, I was like, oh, I need to do it. I'm really curious if it's like gonna work out for my story. Is it like, is what I'm doing is really kind of have this connection between those two? And here we go, I have interview with you, and I can see you had this connection. Oh my God.
So you've got homework to do then. You have to let us know how you get on with that. And once you've done that, there's a next stage, and I'll share that with you. That next stage is then to get around the people who are going to help you to go to the next level. Because what happens is you can only take yourself so far. There's things that we aren't able to do that we need other people to help us with. And that's why I absolutely love leadership, building teams. I'm loving the team we have right now at the Green Bean Studios for the Green Bean Collection. And I'm in another season again of like, there's so much more to do. So I need to find some more people to help me with my finance, to help me with the next stage of growing things. So even though we need to figure out who we are and what our skills and gifts are, we need to then get uncomfortable again and go and learn more things, or let people help us as well.
Yeah, totally. The importance of team you can't overestimate. For our company, so we, like both my co-founder and I, we are from Russia, and we started our company while we were at the university. And without our business advisors, I don't think we would be at the place we are at the moment. And what I'm trying to do through the interviews is to share different people's story and to show that there are so many people around you, there are so many help, there are so many support, there are so many motivations, and it's not always about like people doing work for you, right? It's even about good word from other person, something like you can do it, or just to see other person's success, and you will say, okay, I can, if this person can do it, I can do it as well. What would you say you have this kind of like inspiration in your life? Who's inspiring you to always move forward?
It'd have to be God himself, I'm afraid.
No, that's great.
God absolutely encourages me and inspires me to move forward. I'm a Christian, and I'm a strong believer that if you seek God on all things, he will strengthen you on all things. But I do have a network of people who have encouraged me and inspired me over the years. Some examples would be like John Maxwell, who's a leadership speaker, global speaker. He is phenomenal. I've listened to his YouTube clips. I've listened to his audios. I've read a lot of his books. He has really inspired me over the years. There's quite a few other people who've written books that Jim Rohn, that's another one, fantastic motivational speaker who has information that can declutter some of the noise we get. And when you were saying that there is loads of people out there, sometimes that can be too much. Mm-hmm. We have to spend a season moving forward with the next thing we need to improve on. So if it's a season of poor confidence, spend 3 to 4 months working on your confidence. If it's a season of public speaking, for example, spend a season learning on public speaking. I think if we try to do everything in one hit, we get overwhelmed. If we follow too many gurus, celebrities, people like that, we become less confident because we're trying to become what someone else has achieved. And our own success is to manage and develop ourselves first.
That's very interesting thoughts. I heard before that it's important to see who you're following on Instagram even, or with whom you're connected on LinkedIn or Facebook or whatever social media you use, because it's about feed you're getting. So if you always have like feed about, I don't know, fitness, you're going to think the majority of your time when you're looking to your social media about fitness. If you're following like a lot of baking accounts, you're going to think about that. So
lovely cake. So
it's about it's like diet for your mind as well. So as we think about what we eat, we need to think what information we are getting and like how we process this information. Do we trust the sources it's coming from? Do you use social media? Do you have time to do it?
I do have a social media accounts and different things, but I do have teams and we have a strategy on how we do it. So for me, anything I'm sharing socially has to always represent core values as well. Mm-hmm. The core values of who we are and what we're doing and what we're broadcasting as well. And I don't, as much as I think social media is awesome, I just don't have time to sit and scroll through everybody else's life. And it might sound harsh, but I'm driven to help people. I'm driven to, build an awesome company. I'm driven to volunteer. I'm driven to give back. So if I'm spending too much time on social media, I can't be doing those things. But yeah, have a strategy. Have a strategy for your social media platforms. What is it you're giving off? Right now, our world needs people of inspiration, people of hope, people who can educate, people who can transform. Our country, we are responsible in our world for what we give out. So what are we giving out? If we're following what everyone else is doing, we're cutting ourselves short.
Definitely. Would you say for you personally, this year been a good opportunity to kind of sit down and reflect on what is going on with your life, what is going on with your business?
Yeah, this year I've used this opportunity to do a little bit of homeschooling for myself. So the year before, I was very fast paced. Obviously, we were in the second anniversary of the business. So it was all about getting the traction, making sure that we were getting fans. We were all over the place doing activities. So lockdown caused me to go, okay, how am I going to use this season? When was the last time I enrolled on a leadership program? When was the last time I enrolled on any sort of open university or a creative course or read more than what I was normally reading? So I've really used this season to upskill and be intentional about what I've put in this year. I want it to show up in 2021. So if my leadership was already okay, I want for that to be better because we're going to grow the company to a new strength. So I've taken the time to look at creativity, my leadership, and my knowledge. And also the biggest thing is my well-being. You know, this season has made you feel like, it's had such a strain. So I've been going out for lots of walks, enjoying my environment. And in that time, I get more creative because I think even though we're affected, I look at nature and I see the birds tweeping away and I see the leaves falling and they're still doing their thing. Nature's still doing its thing. So we should be encouraged to just, keep doing our thing.
True words. So just keep doing our thing. What else shall we do, right? So when you started your first company, and it's still like your second company, the first one is
Curricular & Co.
Yes, thank you. I'm very struggling with this word. So it's been quite a while ago. So it's already mature business. Do you still put a lot of passion into this business?
Yes, so with Curricular & Co, I always take in a year between 5 or 10 clients who come to study at Curricular & Co who look like they're going to potentially really succeed in their business journeys. And I spend time mentoring those individuals directly. And I've been able to see some incredible startups over the years who have really gone into high net worth companies. I've also coached people who have realized that they should never be in business as well. We should be really honest to say that some people try to pursue something that it just isn't for them. And it's good to go and figure that out at the same time. I always say, just don't waste too much finance and time doing that. Have a go. If you love it and you're doing well at it, keep going. If it's not for you, go back to, your employment, but maybe find an employment that, is something that will really light you up. Because a lot of people turn away from their jobs because of unhappiness. But unhappiness starts inside of them. You can't let your boss dictate to you or your fellow colleagues dictate to you. You have to have your happiness starting with yourself.
Yeah, but in terms of happiness started within it's like ourselves, I completely agree. However, I found sometimes if you are in the unbearable, let's say, situation, doing the thing you don't like, it's very difficult to keep on going and try to create this happiness inside of you when you have so much happening outside, and it requires a lot of your energy and attention, and it just draining you out.
That can happen, definitely. And I think we all have those stages where it comes to burnout, doesn't it? There's times I've got to the probably peaks of where I'm nearly about to burn out, and I have to stop myself and say, what am I doing? And I make a list of all the things that I'm actually doing at that time. And that can be from my volunteering, it can be from my family and friends, it can be the projects that I'm working on in the business, it can be the stuff that's going on in my family. And then when I write it all down, I always find where the indicators are. One, it's too much, so I have to let go of some things. Two, another one is I haven't been taking time out. Something I've really understood, especially this year, that was that, God made the world and he said there's 7 days, take one day off. And I really wasn't doing that, even though I thought I wasn't. So it's really having to strip back. We can't blame stuff on the outside. We have to look at what we're deciding to do and what we're committing to do it. And we have to strip things back if we need to. And another great thing is getting people on board to help with things, especially if you're in business. There does come a time where especially when you're in a startup, you are doing everything initially at the beginning. But you have to go and decide, do I need to get investment? Do I need to go and raise capital so that I can bring people in to begin to start things off? Whereas people that are in self-employment and startups, they maybe do that for too long, which then causes the burnout and causes the fail. At some point, you have to take that plunge on doing something in the startup world anyway. Get the capital, get the infrastructure, and begin to see, does it grow? Am I succeeding? Or did we just make a bit of money and that's it? So happiness, we can do it. We can be responsible for our own happiness, but we need to take stock checks of what we're doing, where our time's going, how much are we investing in too many things, what needs to go, who needs to help me.
That's, when I was preparing to the interview, I didn't see that we're gonna touch this very important topic at all. I love it about my interviews. It's, you always think, okay, we're gonna talk about this and that and that. And by the end of the interview, you're like, oh my gosh, and you've just been talking 30 minutes about, I don't know, situation in Africa, how it's happened with me like a few days ago. It's people are whole universe. Each person is a universe, and it's always fascinating to get to know this universe just a little bit, just a little peek into this universe to see what's happening there. And yeah, I'm really grateful for this opportunity to do so. And I'm very grateful, Anita, you joined me today. I'm going to move us to the second part of the interview. I'm going to ask you short questions, and I would ask you to answer as short as possible. Maybe 1-2 words, maybe one sentence. And the first question is, what is entrepreneurship for you?
Entrepreneurship for me, never give up.
Lovely. What is the most important in life?
Family.
Oh, I love this answer. Do you see yourself living in different countries?
Oh, I'd like to, yeah.
And where would it be?
Where would it be? There's lots of places that warm my heart. I still haven't traveled the whole world to decide yet, but some of my favorite locations, I love Cyprus, I love Italy, Caribbean. There's a long list of places.
I've been living in Italy half a year, and I found it nearly unbearable because everything is so perfect. So the weather is awesome. The people are very beautiful. Like buildings, architecture is amazing. Food is delicious. Like nature, I like, honestly, I can't handle it. Nature is just mind-blowing, so I couldn't live there. So after half a year I was like, thank you. I'm leaving.
And Switzerland, I love Switzerland as well.
Yeah, good place. Okay, and how do you see yourself in 5 years?
In 5 years, ooh, lots going on. That's what I can say.
Oh, that's a nice answer, to be honest. Lots going on. Yeah, that's good. Anita, thank you so much for joining me today for the series of interviews with UK-based entrepreneurs. And thank you for your time. And please, guys, follow Anita. What is the best way for people who are interested in you personally and in your business to contact with you? Should they go to Instagram or LinkedIn or website? What do you prefer?
Professionally, connect with me on LinkedIn. Socially, you're more than welcome to connect with me on Instagram.
And how they could find you?
They can find me. So, good question. So I think Instagram, it's Frost Anita, and LinkedIn, just look for Anita Frost in the afro and you'll see me.
Afro, true. Okay, thank you, Anita, so much. And please, guys, keep in touch with us to see more interviews with UK-based entrepreneurs.